Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Kendra and I am so happy to be a part of this collab today. This is the SHTF collab and it's hosted by wonderful Diane and Apartment Prepper, you probably know her as, and she is full of kindness and knowledge and she's just a good all-around kind of person, and I'm really happy to have been invited to be a part of this. So it's the SHTF, you know what that means, and so a meal. We're to make a meal that we would make in any scenario that we choose. She mentioned, you know, impending disasters, storms, zombies, she even said. I chose today's scenario to be a strong winter storm. We call them a polar express here when they come from Alaska toward Washington State. They take down internet, telephone, electricity, put trees over roads, and you're blocked in until it's done. And so I'm going to make a meal that I would make in that case. I'm getting into my prepper stock for this. And so you'll see that. I'm also going to make a little dessert. And here it comes. All right, I'm back and I'm going to start with my dessert. Now, I'm going to be using my oven, even though I don't have power, because back when we had this actual storm, I only had a little generator that we filled with gasoline, you know, about every 4 or 5 hours. I don't remember how often. And then we would, you know, use that just to power our refrigerator, our TV, because it lit the whole living room. It was a very small house, and it had a little potbelly stove, so I could cook on it. Now, here at this house that we bought, it's a little bit different. There's a whole house generator that pops on for me the minute there is an outage. It detects that, and within 10 seconds, the whole house and the outbuildings all come back online. So that's power. I've got propane for my stove. I mean my actual kitchen stove. I have propane tanks. And let's see what else. I'll have light. But you have to pretend that it's very stormy outside. So here we go. I'm making chicken and dumplings and apple crisp. This is made with canned apples. It came from my prepper cabinet. So these are just the Walmart sells these in my area. Fried apples with cinnamon. I drain the liquid off because they're really not pie filling. But then to that, I'm going to add 2 of actual pie filling. These are actually expired. I don't mind using them from my expired. They're past the best by date. I don't mind using them for this collab. There we go. I've got all of the apples in here and I spread them out. The Sunluck fried apples are on the bottom and the 2 cans of actual pie filling are on top. Now I'm going to take some dried cranberries. These are real dried cranberries. I prefer craisins when I bake stuff just because they're a little bit sweeter. But really, we're feeding adults here. So what difference does it make, right? They don't need sweet all the time. Okay. If you guys notice my skin on my arms, I have a special kind of lupus, and it makes it so that sunlight, and it gets bad in the summer, makes me break out. Yay, I win. So anyway, here's the apples, and here's the cranberries on top. I'm going to spread these out with a spoon a little bit more. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and do some flour in a bowl. Some quick oats in a bowl, brown sugar. I like dark brown sugar best because I think it makes a chewier bite. Some cinnamon. And that is all for this. Now I'm going to put in this butter and try to make a crumble on top. We'll see how that works. It said to make it softened better. This is my first time using this recipe. And there we go. I mixed it up mostly with this whisk here, and then I added, swirled around some pecans. So here it is. It's all crumbled up and really well mixed, and I will sprinkle it on top of this. So if you are interested, here is the recipe that I used. It's the Betty Crocker Fruit Crisp. And if you read the recipe online, you'll find that I changed some things. I added more apple, more cinnamon, more brown sugar, more flour. I actually just kind of ramped it up to try to make it feed 4 or 5 adults. So I'm going to put this on top, and I'm going to go and put it in the oven, and where it will bake for 30 minutes or until the topping is browned. And it'll be on the 350-degree oven, which I already have over here preheated. There we go. That picture reminds me of Thanksgiving. It looks like stuffing, but it's not. So in it goes for 30 minutes. And here is part 2. I've got 2 cans of Sweet Sue chicken and dumplings. I've got 2 cans of Dinty Moore chicken and dumplings. And I've got 1 can of the Kirkland chicken breast to pad it because I'm sure that it's going to need it. And I'm feeding 5 adults. That's mom, dad, and sons who are 22, 23, and 24. So in this Dutch oven, I've got butter and olive oil and pepper. And I'm going to further pad it with celery, carrot, and onion that I chopped small enough that they'll get good and soft in this mixture here in a bit. And I'll show you what happens. I should also share at this point that I didn't use, I used fresh celery, onions, and carrots. The reason for that is I always keep celery, carrots, and onions and potatoes on hand. It's just like a staple, like flour, sugar, whatever, to me, for a lot of the things that we cook. Now, I could have gone into, if this had not been available, like times were tough for a long, long time, I could go into my pantry where I have my prepper pantry. I have dehydrated carrots, dehydrated celery, dehydrated onion, but I wasn't willing to sacrifice it because if you open that can that lasts for 10 years, they no longer last for 10 years. So you get my drift here. So this is going to start sizzling in a bit. And meanwhile, I'll show you right here. I took the chicken from the can and shredded it a little bit so that it would go further because they are in pretty solid chunks. Okay, so it is getting softer. I'm going to give it just a little bit longer and then I'll start adding these other things to it. My phone is steaming up. All right, now we've got the chicken in with the softened vegetables, and then after that I'm just going to add these. I'm just kind of mixing it together first before I add the 4 cans of chicken and dumplings. Did I say that the reason I made 4 cans and 2 brands is that's all I had? And I've never tasted either one of these. I make a mean chicken and dumplings from scratch, but this is an emergency situation, so I'm using prepper stuff. That is the apple crisp. It's done. And I wanted to add that by visual inspection and smell, I can tell you that your Dinty Moore is the one you want. The Sweet Sue was thinner in broth, and the Dinty Moore had a thicker, stewy, chicken and dumpling broth look to me, and it just smelled like chicken and dumplings. You might have a different idea if you, compared the two together. I don't know. Anyway, I also added some green peas for added, a fresh pop. And boy, did I make a mess. I'm telling you what, I couldn't get any more than that in that pot. I would have put the rest of those peas in there, but I didn't think I could get away with it. Hi, everybody. My name is Kendra, as I said, and this is my meal. I hope if you like what you see, you'll consider subscribing, giving me a thumbs up, and certainly comment. I love comments. Thank you. I don't know if we can catch it. Yeah, it's still bubbling and sizzling, and it smells so good. Like an apple cobbler or pie or whatever you want to call it. In this case, an apple crisp. Should smell. And it smells like comfort. Here we go. We have, some simmering going on. And I don't want to scorch the bottom. So I'm just going to go it a little bit longer and then I will plate it and I will try it. Here we are. There's the SHTF chicken and dumplings and the SHTF apple crisp, made almost 100% from my prepper pantry. As I said, I wasn't willing to sacrifice my dehydrated vegetables in those 10-year cans. I am going to plate this up and let you look at it. Well, yum. This looks as good, and it's still bubbling on the bottom. It's that hot. It's taking everything in my being not to put a drop of vanilla ice cream on this. Anyway, I'm going to taste it up. see how it is. But I think this is, you know, you get the picture. Literally. I am going to put a spoon in here so it cools a little bit faster. I never knew that was a thing. When I married my husband, he said, take that spoon out of your coffee. It's going to make it cool too fast, which I did want to do. I mean, I wasn't not trying to cool it. Anyway, I didn't know it did that. So I wanted to say a few more things. I wanted to say a huge, again, thank you to Diane from Apartment Prepper. And for those of you that are in the collab that I don't know, I cannot wait to get to know the rest of you and see your dishes as well. And all the different ideas that everyone has. And I hope that you'll accept what I did, even though I used electricity, because I would in fact have it, unless, you know, something happened to my propane tank or my, you know, generators. And I hope that that would never happen, but it could. So I'm ready for anything, except the zombies. Diane, I'm not ready for the zombies. I don't know what to do. So let me grab my paper here and make sure that I have not forgotten a thing. Oh, I'm going to have the playlist below so that you can see all the other lovely ladies in this group. And I'm gonna, oh, I wanted to say one more thing. As a wife, a mother, a woman, I truly believe my biggest role in an actual SHTF is to remain calm and create the mood. Bring it up if I need to, bring it down if I need to. And to me, food is one of the things that I do for my family when I want to create mood. You know, even if I didn't have power, I think it would be fun to turn off all the lights tonight and eat this by candlelight. You know what I mean? Let's see, there was one more thing. Oh, I don't salt my canned goods because typically they have plenty of salt, but I will taste it and see. And I put out the red hot sauce there, Frank's. Not for me. My boys eat that SHTF on everything. Great meeting y'all. Hope you have a great day. Bye-bye. Oh my word, everybody listen up. This tastes like a pot pie in a bowl. It is absolutely wonderful. Love it, love it, love it. I may never make actual chicken and dumplings again. I kid, but it is really good. This is, I usually say, oh, it's not great, oh, and apologize, but this is good too. So I'm gonna let you go at this point. I mean it for sure. I hear my baby puppy in there yowling. She probably needs to go outside. Take care, bye-bye.